Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed your festive season as much as I did and you're ready for 2026. So this is a continuation of where we left off in 2025, okay? Because just because it's a new year doesn't mean we scrap everything and we start from scratch, okay? So we are continuing the journey. So we are still on 7 tips on how to unleash the best version of yourself. So my 5th tip for you, never stop upskilling yourself. Never stop acquiring new set of skills. Never stop educating yourself. Never stop learning. I'm saying this because a lot of times we are fortunate. We get employed by companies that we have always dreamt to work for, or rather just get an employment, okay? And we become comfortable. You get a position that you are happy with, the salary you're happy with, the benefits that you're happy with, and you become comfortable and you forget that companies don't stay the same. Companies evolve. The company you're working for, it's not the same as it was 5 years ago. Strategies change all the time. Companies have to keep up with their competitors. They have to stay relevant. And you need to also think about, how are you still relevant for the organization you work for? The skill set that you came in with when you were hired 5 years ago, are they still relevant? Because sometimes we complain about we are not getting promoted, we've been working for these companies for over 10 years and I'm still in the same position, or they just keep giving me increases every year, you know, those annual increases, and I'm not going anywhere. Have you ever thought that the reason you might be feeling like you're not going anywhere is because even you are not upskilling, even you are not changing. So you have the same skills that you had 5 years ago. So perhaps you're not relevant anymore for the organization. This might pinch and it might be hard to hear, but loyalty alone is not going to help you grow. Loyalty alone is not going to help you get that promotion that you've been looking for. It's the same as wanting to start a company. If you started your own company, you're an entrepreneur like myself, and you've been doing this for a while, and you get to a point where it feels like you're not moving, perhaps it's time to add more skills in the company. Perhaps it's time to start introducing accountants to help you with the books. Perhaps it's time to start looking for coaches to help you with your entrepreneurship skills and do better. When I moved to France in 2019, I came here with the skill set that I acquired from South Africa, okay? And I thought, oh, this is enough. I've been doing my work for a long time. I've been in the NGO sector for quite a long time. So I thought it would be easy for me to get a job. And when I arrived here, things were different. And then I realized that I actually need to add on the skill set that I have. And it was hard to get into the job market because, first of all, I didn't speak proper French. Well, I didn't speak French at all. So it was hard for me to get into that professional environment where French is the main language of the primary language of communication. So what I decided to do was upskill. I couldn't just sit back and rely on someone else to help me because I'm just not that kind of a person. So I decided to upskill. So what I did is I registered for a master's program. And interesting enough, when I registered for my master's program, they asked me to give them my profile. So they're considering what my work experience and some of the work and skills that I've acquired along the way in my professional journey in my career. And based on what I've already been doing, I qualified for a master's program. I just wanted to do human resource management, get a normal degree, and I thought that was at least going to give me some credits and some credibility in the market space. Okay, so and when I did that, I qualified for my master's because my work and the skills that I already had, they helped up my credit score. You understand what I'm saying? So that was really helpful. So my credits went up and I qualified for a master's program. And I still battling getting my master's even now. COVID hit and it was a bit of a challenge. But we eventually were going to get there. I'm getting my master's finally this year. And after that, I was like, I need to make money. I need to make money. I'm a mother of 2 recently and I can't be relying on my husband to provide. I need to make money. So I thought, what other skills can I use? I started thinking about, I've got hands, I've got the ability to learn, I've got internet, what can I do? So I started learning how to make nails. I made this myself. I started learning how to make nails. I mean, I fumbled a lot in the beginning because I was relying on YouTube. I learned how to make nails. I started advertising around people that I know. Another thing, never stop networking. Part of upskilling is also building networks around where you are and ensuring that you keep up to date with the environment that you find yourself in. You know, I was listening to the Resonate podcast recently by this lazy Michelle Expert, and she was interviewing Nomdane, I forgot her surname, and she was talking about how you need to make use of your current environment to create opportunities for yourself. And I was like, I'm not going to go back to South Africa, not anytime soon. Obviously, my family's here, I need to make a life here. So I thought the nails, I started learning, and currently I'm running this as a freelance nail tech, working from home, and it's making me a little bit of cash. So that's like a side hustle. Another thing I thought, what else can I do? Because this is not making as much money as I wanted to. So I thought, I live in France, I live abroad, and there's such a big need for learning English. France is a primary first language French, okay? So there's a need for people to learn how to communicate in English. And I was like, I'm a first language English speaker, so maybe I could use that. I've heard people say you need to have a TFL certificate in order for you to teach English abroad. You need to get this and that. I was like, listen, I don't have that certificate, but I definitely speak English as a primary language for me. I grew up speaking English, and I think I'm fluent. So I'm gonna give this a try. So instead of going through the route of looking for a company to hire me to tutor as an English teacher, I thought I'm gonna create my own English program, because I live in an environment where there's a lot of schools around. There's people around me, people who want to learn how to speak English, and you know, personal branding is another thing. So you have to constantly be part of conversations and engagements within the community. Even if you don't understand the language, I decided to be part of groups like school. You know, my daughter started going to school, and I started getting into the space where I'm engaging with other parents. That's how people get to know you. So you see, upskilling is not only about how much money do I have, do I need to register for a course. I was very lucky that I got a sponsor for my master's. If it wasn't for that, this would have been something that I wasn't doing, but I didn't want to just sit still, you know. So I decided to start an English program. English classes, I run them on Sundays, and I still do it in my house as a freelancer. So this is something that I'm building, and it's a muscle that I'm building. I'm also a facilitator, so that skill also came in handy in me facilitating the English programs. And you know what? Now I'm actually thinking of running this as a business. I'm thinking of formalizing my English program as a business, where I can start doing big groups, maybe have English camps. Who knows? It might grow into something. So upskilling yourself, it does have benefits. So please don't get comfortable in a job that you're in. Yes, we need job security, we need constant income, but at the same time, we should move with the program. We should stay relevant. As much as we say companies must stay relevant, as much as we say organizations need to change their strategy, think about yourself as a company and as an organization. You can't be bored. You can't be sitting with the same skills for 5 years. You need to think about ways in which you need to upskill yourself, ways in which you can also develop yourself so that you can remain competitive in a market space, basically. So that's it for me from today. And so just to reiterate what I was saying, never stop upskilling yourself. Get out there, be aware of what's happening, read the news, read books. Even if you read summaries of books, we've got internet. Go online and look at short videos or long videos about what people are saying in terms of upskilling. People have side hustle. Some people would say, I have 7-figure salaries, I've got seven incomes, and you're like, how are you doing it? So check how people are doing it. Right now we have access to information, we have technology that's helping us. Another thing is this AI. So AI, artificial intelligence, it's gonna take over. So if you are interested in that, explore, what does AI even mean? It's not this big word that is outside, you know, the world. It's something we live with every day. Think about how you can make use of all this. And I know that some companies allow employees to upskill if you're lucky and you have a job. So I know some companies allow employees to upskill themselves with a small fee. So you can already go to your human resource department and say, listen, I want to upskill, and there's this short course that so there's a lot of courses on Udemy, for example. You can get a course for 150 rands and pay in South African rands. So that's like $9. So it's not very expensive. You don't need to add an extra qualification on top of what you had. This is just about keeping yourself informed and keeping your learning muscle stretched, so, and challenging yourself. So this is how we grow. Unfortunately, some of us, I'm only doing my degree now. I don't have a degree. I only ever did volunteer work. I work for NGOs, and all of that luckily accumulated into me qualifying for a master's program, and I was so happy when I got that. And even better, I'm doing it with an international university. I didn't know I could be able to do this, but because I wasn't sitting still. And you know, I'm telling you my story because I want you to understand that the things that I'm talking about is things that I'm living. So, and I know that I haven't really arrived there yet, but I really want to unleash the bestest version of myself. This is the year that I want to do it. And I know that it's just the calendar for some people, but also it's an opportunity to start over, because some people really, some organizations, businesses, they work on a 12-month calendar. So unfortunately, we also have to keep up with that, you know. So best of luck. If you're interested in having more conversations about this kind of stuff, I provide one-on-one coaching sessions at a very, very minimal fee, not even expensive. Do inbox me and we'll have the conversation about how I can help you unleash the best version of yourself. So I'll see you in my next video, okay? Have a good evening, have a good morning, wherever you are in the world. I'll see you later.